Here is our setup for processing our meat birds, the Cornish cross. We're going to do that today. We have 37 birds to get through today, so it took us about an hour to set up. Here we have the scalding. You know what? I'm going to start at the very beginning. The very beginning starts with a chicken. So, there's Buddy Guy. So what we do is Nathan will grab a chicken, not those chickens. Our meat birds are way over there in the pasture. And he will place the bird right here, and he'll put their head through these two spikes, and then he will take the machete and he will chop their head off. And then he grabs them by the feet and we bring them over here to this old broken swing, and we just have some strings tied up. Their feet will go through here, and we just tie them up, and they will drain blood right on the ground. It doesn't matter. The blood is really good fertilizer for the grass anyway. And then we have space to hang up 4 chickens here. So after the blood has been draining for about 5 minutes, we'll bring them over here. And in order to pluck a chicken, you have to scald them first. So we got this big pot on this propane stove here. And this is the scalding pot. So it's full of water that is at 145 degrees. You don't want it hotter than that, or it will actually cook the chicken skin. So no hotter than 145 degrees. So you dip them in there and you stir them around with the tongs, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then we'll bring them over here to the chicken plucker 5000 that my husband built out of an old rain barrel. We ordered these fingers off of Amazon. This is the first time we're going to use this homemade chicken plucker. Usually we rent one. This is our 3rd year for doing Cornish cross. But he whipped this up. We're going to use our generator to power it up. So once the chickens spin around in there, they get all plucked and all the feathers come out, and the feathers dump out here through this hole. And then once they're all plucked and bald, they come over to my table. This is my station because I basically do the rest. And I have this glass table that I like to use because it can be fully sanitized. Anytime I'm doing anything with chicken or meat, I want to make sure every tool, every bowl that I use can be sanitized with food grade sanitizer, because nobody likes to have cross-contamination. So I'll put the bird right here. I'll cut off the feet, cut out the neck. That goes here. And then you start at the bottom and you gut the chicken. You keep the pieces that you want. I put the heart, the liver, and whatever else I want to keep in this. And then the intestines and all of the gross stuff will go in the garbage. And then I'll be left with the gutted, wet, bloody chicken. So I bring it over here and I wash the whole thing off in just regular water. And then after that, I do a vinegar rinse. So I rinse the bird off in the vinegar. And then it goes into the pink bath, or the salt bath, you can call it. So in here, it'll stay in here for 10 minutes. This is extremely, extremely salty, cold water. And what this will do is it will suck all of the blood out of the rest of the chicken meat. And then the water will turn pink, and that's why they call it a pink bath. And then after it's done soaking in the pink bath, it goes to the ice bath, where it will sit until, for about 10 to 20 minutes. So it gets nice and cold. All the meat is nice and cold. And then what we'll do is we'll dry it off, put it in a shrink wrap bag, spin the shrimp wrap bag, put the zip tie on it, and then I'll have the chicken in the bag, And we come over here to this pot, which has hot water in it as well. And we'll dip the bag of chicken in here, and the plastic will shrink wrap around it. And then we'll bring it back over here. It'll get all dried off. We'll weigh it on the scale to see how much it is. Write the weight on it. And then it's going to go in the garage fridge for 24 hours. Should be refrigerated. And then after 24 hours, we can stick it in the deep freeze. Other things I like to keep on hand. Of course, a stack of really cheap microfiber cloths to clean my knives, because the knives get really slippery from the blood. And paper towels, of course, for anything. This is a hand and tool wash station that I like to have. This is just soap water, just Dawn dish soap and water. And I like to wash my knives and rinse my hands in here every few birds, because my hands start to get like covered in blood and really slippery, and it kind of makes it hard to do the processing. And then, of course, a sanitizer bucket for my hands, my knives, the table, everything. So in here, the sanitizer that I like to use is Star San. It's a common sanitizer in like wine making. And we have this left over from when we used to make wine, but we don't make wine anymore. So I just use it for anything food grade related. Like if I'm butchering my chickens or my rabbits, that's what I use. And then I just have some extra vinegar here from when we're about halfway through. We'll change all the water in all these buckets to be fresh. Another batch of salt for the pink bath or the salt bath. Some extra soap in a disposable container. My Star San paper towel. Yep, everything I need. My water with a straw, so that way when I get started I don't have to touch it at all, so it'll stay clean. And then honorable mention to these awesome knives that I got through my jiu-jitsu. So I do jiu-jitsu, and my coach has a business where he sells these awesome knives that are kind of like sort of related to jiu-jitsu, but more so related to some of the other businesses that he runs. He has a podcast called Ballistically Speaking, and he has this knife company called Storied Knives, BJJ Blades. I love these knives because they are so sturdy. They do not bend at all. You can get them hair whittling sharp, which is great for processing chickens. And then I just have like a stiletto style knife that he also gave me, which I also really like for processing, so I use them both. And I put 4 stripes on my knife because I'm a 4-stripe white belt. Woohoo! So there you go. There you have it. There's our setup. We're about to get started now. It's probably going to take 4 or 5 hours to get through 37 chickens. So I'll post a video about how to dispatch chicken, how to gut it, and everything also. All right, see you.